Today we will attempt to discuss the details for the 360 deal between Jay-Z and Live Nation. Now, to discuss a little bit of what the 360 deal is, it's defined as contracts that allow record labels to receive a percentage of earnings from all of a band's activities. Many have been reluctant to do these types of deals because they feel it gives a label, or in this case, a promoter, too much access to artist earnings. Now, why Jay Z or any artist would do this deal? Well, in particular, Jay Z. First, Jay Z decided not to resign with Def Jam Records. In 2007, Jay Z served as the president, or he was ending his contract as president of Def Jam Records. Jay Z also wanted to do more than cut albums and records. He was looking to expand his business ventures. And the music industry across the board has experienced a decline in CD sales over the last 10 years. The decline in CD sales has had an impact on Jay-Z as well. And a 360 deal with lucrative upfront money to invest in other ventures could help maximize where there is more money to be made in this financial environment for the music industry. Now, while Live Nation would want to do the deal, pretty much like any other company or any other label, companies are looking to capitalize on the artist's need to venture out into multiple streams of income. More and more artists are using music as a publicity to get other gigs. Um, uh, the music is sort of serving as the door to more ticket sales for concerts, endorsements, TV and movie roles, etc. And Live Nation understands that they're looking to capitalize on that, and the potential of an artist with the help of Live Nation can be capitalized on. Now, what's at stake for in the deal with what was at stake in the deal with Jay Z and the Live Nation deal? First, in the Jay Z and Live Nation deal, these are some of the main topics. First was advances, which would involve how much the artist is going to get for concerts, albums, etc. before sales are made. Merchandise, which would involve the percentage on T-shirts, memorabilia, stock options were something that were involved here. Albums are performing, licensing rights, and the deal on how much money goes to who. What's the percentage on that? Touring, what's the percentage on touring? And finally, future earnings and business ventures were also factors that were to be discussed. Now, the position for Live Nation is pretty simple. Their goal was to sign a deal with Jay Z, but however, they wanted to spend as little upfront money as possible in doing it. The smallest amount of advances, the smallest amount of money for signing the deal, the less money they have into it, the more money they have the ability to make in the end. Secondly, they want to earn the biggest cut on future earnings as possible. So that's where they can really maximize their money in the long run. Now, Jay Z's position is pretty much the opposite. His goal is, like Live Nation's, to sign a deal with them, but in this case, Jay Z needs to get as much money up front as possible for the package. Secondly, he wants to obtain financing for his future business ventures while maintaining as much control as possible. Now, some of the key concepts that were factors here that I want to mention, and the first one is autonomy. Um, Jay Z was not in financial need, so he was able to hold that position and not having to do the deal. He was already a success, so he didn't need Live Nation to make him a success out in the music industry. So he has the ability to hold out for a deal where he can maintain his control that he desires for future ventures, and even some stock or some controlling power in Live Nation. His best alternative to a negotiation agreement could have been to simply wait on a better deal, or possibly finance something himself. The other key concept at play I want to talk about is status. Both sides have status in the industry. Most likely, this deal would not have been suggested without the well-known reputations involved. Forbes considers Jay Z the second wealthiest hip hop artist, second only to Sean Combs, aka Diddy. And Live Nation is already known as the largest concert promoter in the world. So they both had status coming into the agreement. Now the the agreement was signed by Jay Z, and it was a $150 million agreement. And the details, some of the details, important details in this agreement were first that the term was 10 years. There was 25 million for signing the contract plus a $25 million advance uh, uh, in the contract. So basically, $50 million up front. Um, there was a $10 million advance per album for 3 albums. So he had a 3 album deal with Live Nation, and he's going to get a $10 million advance on all 3 albums. Approximately $20 million for licensing and other things that go along with that. Also, when it comes to Roc Nation, the business venture, um, Live Nation would partner with him and basically contribute $5 million per year for 5 years to the overhead cost for Roc Nation, as well as they would uh, make available $25 million to finance acquisitions and advancements of for Jay Z. And so Live Nation in return gets to split the profits with Roc Nation and Jay Z on this venture. Now, some of the possible bumps in the road uh, may have been the following. First, the former CEO Gardner wanted to be more aggressive in constructing deals like this one, and at the time, this was the largest 360 deal, surpassing the previous deals that Live Nation had done with Madonna and U2. The other executives felt that it may have been too aggressive and may have ultimately led to Gardner's later departure. So this is some of the bumps in the road that may have happened, but I think it would have been more involved with Live Nation, internal battle with them, versus a back and forth between Jay Z and Live Nation. But here's some of the things that I think were smooth sailing for this deal. First, in the end, Live Nation gets to make money off of all of Jay Z's ventures. So, and obviously Jay Z agreed to it. Secondly, Jay Z gets his ventures financed. So therefore, he don't have to come out of his pocket or find any other type of financing for his ventures. And everyone gets something that they were looking for in the beginning. So they didn't have to give up what they were ultimately wanting out of the deal, which was probably the most smooth part for this particular negotiation. Um, Now this deal, this venture is set to build on a long-term relationship between the two parties. One, the term of the contract is for 10 years. Over that long period of time, Jay Z and Live Nation need each other to make sure that the goals are achieved. If either party were to back out of the contract, money can be lost on both sides. Secondly, Jay Z would have to find other ways to finance those ventures if they were to back out of those deals. And Live Nation, in turn, could lose money that he already paid, i.e., the $25 million for signing the deal to Jay Z if they were to back out of this deal as well. So it's sort of designed for them to stay in business together for a long time. And that is the conclusion of this assessment.